Let's talk Villa, and we are back. Pre-season is well underway. We played Walsall yesterday. We won 3-0. No spoilers around here. I'm sure you guys have already all watched the game, but I thought something a little bit different we can do on the channel. Villa TV always upload the little 2 to 3 minute highlight videos. Hopefully this video doesn't get copyright claimed, otherwise you're never going to see it. But I'm going to go through the highlights, break them down, and just give you a bit of analysis and a bit of feedback on what a Villa fan thinks about the performance and the game. I watched as much of it as I could, but my signal where I was yesterday was slightly a little bit of an issue. But I thought we actually played really well for pre-season, getting minutes in the legs, and a lot of our young players actually, I thought, came through and actually played pretty well as well. First things first, the kit. I know I see a lot of people getting angry about the kit. In the end of the day, we're clearly just not ready to release our kit yet. That's coming out next Tuesday, so we've just done something and it's all going towards charity when they get auctioned off. So fair play. Yes, they're awful. They are just a Sports Direct Adidas kit with a logo put on top, and obviously the sponsor being the charity going across the chest. But nevertheless, the kit doesn't even matter. What matters is we're starting to get a look at Unai Emery's villains for the 24-25 season. If you do enjoy this type of content, the only way I know that you do is by watching it, leaving a like, subscribing for more, and commenting down below your thoughts on our first pre-season game against Walsall. So we lined up like this to start the first half. It was 2 completely separate XIs between the first and second half. Olsen in goal, Matty Cash captain at right back, Josh Feeney and Pau Torres in the middle with Alex Moreno on the left-hand side. Lamar Bagard played the main pivot role alongside Ross Barkley. Kane Kesler-Hayden played a bit more of an advanced role as a right mid. That could be one to look out for further down the line in the season, if that's where Unai Emery sees him having the most involvement, and he very nearly got a goal in this game. And then Jimo Alaba, I haven't actually seen much of him at all, but he looked very impressive lining up on the left-hand side of midfield, leaving Cameron Archer and Morgan Rogers, who got a brace, the cat has just knocked all my bags off in this game, to lead the line, and he led the line very, very well. I actually thought both of them complemented each other very, very nicely. But let's get in to the first half highlights. So we kick it off with that Kane Kesler-Hayden chance. A nice ball played into him, and he blazes it just over the bar, as you can see from the replay there. Really, really good first touch. Unlucky just to not catch it cleanly. But I do want to draw your attention to what I'm about to pop up on the screen now. So this, we're picking up in Matty Cash being in a very, very advanced position. We're doubling up, loading up the right-hand side of that pitch. And then if we scroll across to the next picture here, you can see that allows certain players to get in certain positions to play a very nice box and be very compact when we're attacking in the middle of the park. So on the ball there, you can see Kane Kesler-Hayden. I believe that's Lamar Bagard pushing forward as Ross Barkley sits. You can see him just below Bagard number 2 on the screen. Number 3 is Morgan Rogers, and then 4, Cameron Archer, creating a very, very nice little box. And there's a lot of fluidity to the way we attack this game. And you can see we've almost attacked with a front 4. Obviously Alex Moreno floating as well, just outside there with Ross Barkley, as you can see on the screen with my very, very straight arrow that I managed to draw on there. And then a little bit later in the chance, you can see Alaba on the left-hand side providing that width if the ball was to get whipped over to him. And we're overloading the box here. That's 5 in the box, 4 in the box, as in terms of like the little box that we've previously explained. Matty Cash providing the width on the left-hand side. Moreno and Barkley there. That means we would have just left Feeney and Pau Torres at the back. Now we know Pau Torres is a very, very good one-on-one defender. We also know that Ezri Konsa is a very, very good one-on-one defender. Only Virgil van Dijk being better at one-on-one situations in the Premier League last season. That, to me, kind of thinks that we're going to be exploring Matty Cash, Kane Kesler-Hayden, etc., etc. Costa Nedeljkovic, who was very, very impressive in the second half, as our right back options, and we just want to get our defenders used to just having 2 at the back. It's how we used to play, well, not we, but how the Premier League used to be played back in the day. You'd have your solid centre backs that were trusted in one-on-one situations, and you'd leave them back and everyone else would flood forward. But let's get on to the second highlight of the game. So the second highlight kicks off with Ross Barkley making one of those bursting runs that he was good at Luton last season, drawing the foul. And then if I draw your attention to this, and again it's a little bit more of an idea of Villa's shape going forward, and we're almost playing as like a 4-2-4 at the moment in this game. Obviously we're going to be loading players forward against Walsall, but as you can see the back 4 very established: Cash, Feeney, Pau and Moreno. Lamar Bagard playing that pivot role, as well as Barkley, who's ex there. He's just won the foul after bursting forward from that little bit of a deeper role, which is again exactly what he done at Luton and done exceptionally at Luton last year. And then we have our front row of 4, Kane, Kessler, Hayden, Alaba, I'm going to call him Alaba even though that's already taken, but I'm sure someone will be able to tell me how to pronounce it better, and then Rodgers and Archer in the middle. So it's almost like a 4-2-4 in transition, getting players forward, not afraid to attack, and Barkley, yes, I think is going to be playing that pivot role for Villa this season, and this is exactly what he's in the team to do. Pick up the ball deep, drive forward and create chances, and look at this chance that he creates right now. And then the free kick's taken quick by Barkley. We're going to break down that movement from Rodgers, and it is a fantastic finish. I am so excited. Oh, I'm so excited to see this man in a Villa top next season. Nonchalant, you know, Sigma, whatever you call it, he is the one. He is so good. And you look at this highlight, look at this, absolutely cold, checks the line, sees he's onside, eyes the keeper out to that way, near post finished, absolutely brilliant. Now I just want to quickly point out how elite this movement is from Morgan Rodgers before this goal, by the way, because look at the 2 dots there. That's the eye line of those players. I literally was like up to the screen with a magnifying glass like Hercule Poirot looking at where their eye line was. None of them are even expecting Rodgers to make that run. Obviously it's brilliant from Barkley taking the quick free kick, but he has literally been so switched on to the game and run so quickly and so, 4 or 5 steps ahead of everyone else. They're not even looking at him, and he's just broken through the lines absolutely brilliantly. And Alaba, if he would have wanted to started running there, those defenders aren't even watching him either. So that just shows, I think, Morgan Rodgers is just a bit of a cut above. Cameron Archer not really switched on to the situation just in this one. I thought he was brilliant in this game, and there's a highlight for him coming up. But I just wanted to highlight that from Rodgers. Very, very advanced stuff. Now this from Cameron Archer is exactly what he's in the team to do for me. He's a bulldog, he wins the ball back, he progresses forwards, and that could have been the goal of pre-season already there from Rodgers. The way he strikes a ball is so clean, I absolutely love it, but great work from Cameron Archer there. And then we move on to the corner. A great ball in by Barkley, clears the defenders, and a fantastic poke home by that boy again. Morgs, Cole Palmer step aside, he's taking his Selly back next season and he is going to be absolutely donning it up in the Premier League. Fantastic finish, but let's break down something about that corner. So the main thing I wanted to point out about this corner, as you can see, Villa having 6 players in the box. I can't even remember whether Austin McPhee was back with Villa yet or whether he's still on his holidays after being away with Scotland for the Euros. But again, you know, we have a set piece coach, he likes the limelight, he always manages to get that hair on TV somehow, but I wonder if we're working on overloading the box in these situations. Like I say, 6 players in the box. If we move forward here, you can see, I thought I had one more, but we don't. With 6 players in the box, 2 outside and then 1 on the left as well. It is very, very exciting to see how much players we were committing forward. And again, I understand it's Walsall, but this is very, very exciting. I think our attacking play lacked slightly in the latter stage of last season, so it wouldn't surprise me if Don Unai is drilling home that we need to be a scoring team this year. And then we move on to the second half, and I'll pop the lineup up here. Like I say, a completely different XI for the second half. Leon Bailey getting the captain's armband. I'm so happy to see it. He deserved it after the season that he had and the attitude that he showed last season. But Joe Gauci in goal, Kosta Nedeljkovic, oh my lord, he looked very, very good. Coming in at right back, Diego Carlos and Sil Swinkles, what a player that I tipped to get more game time this season in the centre of defence with Luca Digne out on the left. Barrenechea, or Barrenechea, as they were pronouncing it, I believe, during the Villa TV commentary of this game, and then Donker playing the 2 pivot roles. Leon Bailey, like I said, on the right. Illing Jr. actually not playing at left back, despite the graphic originally showing him signing as a left back. He is listed as a winger on Villa's website, so interesting to see there. But he did play on the left hand side and had a hand in a certain man's goal. And then Louis Barry and Brad Young completing the lineup. Well, not Brad Young, I can't remember what his first name is. Young, I can't remember, sorry, kill me in the comments. But they completed the lineup up front. Let's have a look at how our boys performed in the second half. It's Caden Young, I literally just remembered, but he is on the ball here, getting forward, drilling down, and it's a decent ball into the box, good clearance, and then Barrenechea showing us maybe what he can do, picks up the ball, and it's a lovely strike, just sails over the bar. And then this is actually the highlight of the highlight, but look at this for a strike, by the way. One touch, set, bang, love that. Now this is the goal, and we're going to break this down quickly here. So if we pull it back slightly, again, you can see how Villa want to line up this season, almost like a 4-2-4. Now Caden Young is just off of your screen down to the right hand side here, but we can see our back 4 there, very, very settled in. We can see our 2 double pivots. Now let's not forget, Villa did line up a few times last season in like a 4-4-2 double 6, so 2 pivots, holding in midfield, and I can't wait to see Maatsen filling in and letting one of those pivots go forward as well. Oh my lord, we are cooking this season. But the two pivots there, as you can see, Badenshire and Dendoncker. And then something that we didn't see from Leon Bailey last season, let's not forget, a majority of last season, our left mid wasn't particularly a winger. We had John McGinn playing out there for a large chunk of last season. Rogers, who likes to cut in, he isn't your traditional winger in that sense. We saw him play striker in the first half of this game, and it allowed Leon Bailey to do something different here for this goal. We're used to Leon Bailey, we have a video coming out on him very soon, subscribe for that, but we're used to Leon Bailey hugging the touchline and just blitzing past defenders, but here he has actually allowed himself to step infield into that 10 role. So he's stepped out of that bank of 4 attackers that we have and kind of broken the lines a little bit here, and he picks up the ball, and as you can see on the top hand side of your screen, because he has an actual winger on the left hand side in Samuel Illing Jr., it allows him to find this ball and start what would be our final goal of the game. So as you can see there, like I say, Leon Bailey picked up the ball, and that is a fantastic pass, by the way. Samuel Illing Jr., fantastic run. There's Caden Young. Louis Barry there to tap it in. A fantastic season for Stockport last season. I hope he manages to get more minutes this year. And that rounds off our first pre-season friendly. Let me give you a few of my thoughts, a few of my feelings on the performance and the team. So what are my main 3 bullet points, my takeaways from this game? Let me step this way, pop it up. Number 1, Morgan Rogers, this is your season to shine. I thought he looked very, very good this game, and I know it's only Walsall, but he did get 2 goals, brilliantly taken, loved it. 2, Ross Barkley was a bargain, I'm convinced of that now. He looked really, really sharp, really, really up for it, and I like him in that double pivot role. And 3, I like the double pivot, the 4-4-2, double 6 with the 2 banks of 4 with a little bank of 2 in midfield to pivot and drive us forward. With the likes of Barkley, with the likes of Onana, it's going to be bloody tasty. Also, some other takeaways. Kostan Nedeljkovic was brilliant. I really, really liked him. Looked like a man, even though he was only 18. Kane Kesler-Hayden looked very good in that more advanced role. I think all of the youngsters played their part and played their part very, very well in this game. I'm extremely excited for the future. I'm extremely excited for the next game. If you do like this type of content, like I say, leave a like, let me know down below. I'm not an analyst, I'm not a pundit, but I'm just a football fan that was just giving his opinions. I thought it was very, very impressive. I think Don Unai is cooking, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.